I look good with nails. I look better with nails. I feel like I look, okay. Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, hi, my name is Alexisjayda and welcome. Today's notification shout out goes to Mars. Thank you so much for showing me so much love. Te quiero mucho. I feel like I was just like, blah, 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 blah. I love you. If you guys want to be part of the notification squad, all you have to do is just hit the notification bell down below, subscribe, and comment when I go live so you can possibly be the next notification shout out. Ooh, I got it. Okay, ooh. I kept messing it up last time. Anyways, today's story time is gonna be a funny story time because my friend, I'm gonna name her Mars. I'm sorry, girl. It's gonna be funny. Okay, so this is the time I befriended the side piece. But what we're gonna be using today, this costs a pretty penny. This is $69. And it is the Alondra and Elsy collection with BH Cosmetics. I knew they were going to do a collaboration with BH when they were like, oh, collaboration coming up soon. And they started playing with BH Cosmetics. I was like, I see you. I see what you're doing. And I'm gonna buy it. So this is their palette, Alondra and Elsy. Here is the beautiful palette right here. Freaking gorgeous. And here are the lip colors. The lip colors are right up my lane. The caca shades. So you guys know I love caca shades. They're so pretty. It's like a rat's nest, but that's okay. I met both of them. I met Elsy more because she is the owner of OOTD Fash. Super sweet, super cute. And yeah, I went to their opening and stuff. They're very, very sweet. Alondra, very, very quiet, but Elsy, I got to talk to more since she was the owner and we're doing like a collaboration. And I'm like obsessed with one of their pants. You guys know I've been using those ones forever. But yeah, nothing but good vibes to them. And Alondra ended a bit. Nothing but good vibes. All right, so sit back, relax. Tell me what you guys are doing. If you guys are doing your makeup, if you're eating, if you're cleaning, let me know what y'all are doing. I am going to be getting ready because I'm going to be going to an art class. I'm so excited. So this story time came about because my friend Mars, she has been obsessed with my story times and she was like, tell them about us. And it's so funny because when I do these story times, a lot of people in my life are like, oh, do the one about this or do the one about that. And it's like, that one's not even funny. I don't even get along with you like that. Anyways, Mars is kind of funny. We did scuffle because girl and I just did not get along. So this goes way back to the time when I was with the ex. Oh, everything that I am using will be linked down below. So everything, todo, everything, todo. This was a long time ago, okay? And I have always had the rule of never, and I still do, never fight over a man's. Ever. Don't be like, I'm gonna beat his ass because he's my, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You beat her ass out of disrespect. Just kidding. No, but for real, like it was, I've always been like, and my mom has always put in my head, like, why are you gonna be fighting for? You're just gonna be like boosting his ego. What are you doing? You know? Me and this dude would be off and on because he literally had me at sea. And I was young and dumb. I didn't know any better. I didn't have anyone to guide me and tell me like, hey, you don't do this, don't do that. You know, and my mom wasn't really good at talking to me. She just wasn't good at talking to me. I feel like when I do these story times and I talk about like how my mom was and stuff, I kind of like low-key feel bad because me and my mom are at a good place right now. But my mom did a lot of things where I'm just like, why would you tell me that? Why would you do that? Anyway, so my mom was going through one of her manic episodes. So during those times, I had so much freedom. I had no business having that much freedom at all. And I didn't have anyone close to us, you know? And my stupid cousin Cola, if you guys have been keeping up with the story times, Cola, fuck that bitch. She wasn't around either to kind of be like, you know, to guide me, be like, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Fuck her, I can't stand her. But anyways, I got so much built up anger about her. So I had a lot of freedom. There was a lot of things that I shouldn't have been doing and I was doing. And during this time, me and the ex were on a break. So we were on a break. I was all crying, you know, to my friends. So at the time, one of my friend, Grape, and Elsy, I'll never, oh, we're just like, Okay, so I had a good friend named Grape and I had a friend named Elsy, right? They were just like, why are you crying over him? Like, it's so stupid. Now, mind you, at this time, even though we were young children, the ex, he had fake papers to work and, you know, do grown man business and stuff like that. So I was, you know, sad and telling Grape and Elsy and stuff like, oh, I just want to like work things out. Like, I'm so sad. Elsy kind of spills the beans and she's like, well, I was at a party and he was hanging out with Mars, this girl named Mars, and she seemed pretty cool, but they seemed like they were, you know, getting kind of serious because they were like doing a lot on the couch. And I said, what's a lot? Like, what is a lot? Like, they talking him behind, or a lot like they, like, what's a lot? Like, tell me what a lot is. I was telling her, like, did you tell her that, like, me and him, like, we just, like, broke up, we're still talking? She's like, oh, yeah, like, I brought you up. And I was telling her, like, oh, like, my homegirl Alexis and him just, like, broke up not that long ago. When did y'all start talking? And I guess Mars wanted to get a little attitude and was like, we've been talking. Like, what is she gonna do about it? So Mars was about that life. And sure enough, yo también, because I was always just itching to fight. Like, I always was, well, not when I was getting punked and stuff, you know. I feel like I grew the backbone when I got tired of it and fought, you know, that girl. Did I tell a story time about it? I fought this girl, and then once I was like, okay, I unleashed the beast, the bitch in me. It kind of got really bad because I was like, oh, I like this feeling. I like this tingling feeling I get. Like, it was on some psycho shit. Like, I like to fight. So I guess Mars tried giving her a little attitude, and Elsy and Grape were like, you know, we just kind of left it at that because they didn't like fighting, and they would say it too. Like, they had a mouth on them, but they'd be one of those like, I'm gonna get my homegirl over here to handle you, that type shit. And so it would always irritate me because I'd be like, why do you let them punk you like this? Like, why do you do this? Like, if you aren't about it, just shut up, because what if I'm cool with that person? Or what if I don't even want to fight with somebody? Like, how are you gonna set me up to get my ass beat? Like, make it make sense, because it don't make sense right now. Anyways, so she was telling me like, oh yeah, she had a little attitude, and I was like, oh, okay, so she know about me? She was like, yeah, she said that she been talking to him. And I was like, oh, okay, so how did they meet? So she told me her mom's works at this factory that he's been working at. And I was like, oh, so the mom over here playing matchmaker? Okay. So I was just getting upset. And the more they were telling me about this girl and like, oh, she's so pretty, and I'm not a hater, okay? I'm not, if you're pretty, you're pretty, that's just what it is. But that's besides the point. And I was just like, okay, getting a little like self-conscious because I felt like I looked like a little boy, you know, and boys are cute, but I feel like I was the one where it's like, ew, you know? So she was like, tell me like, yeah, she's really pretty. And I was like, well, how she look? Like, tell me how she look, like all of it. Because that's just when you get in that mindset, you want to know everything. You want to know how she look, do her breast thing, does she talk cute, does she dress cute? Like, tell me all the goodies and all of it. They're hyping me up. And we're little mocosas. Like, I'm telling you, we shouldn't have been doing what we're doing. But we're here sipping on some wine. And it was the box wine. Having a little sleepover, talking about this girl, Mars. And I'm like trying to get all the deets on her, right? And at this time, even though we're like not together, me and the ex, we're not together, he's still messaging me on my Cricket phone. So it was taking a little bit minute to get the messages in because I hated this Cricket phone. Y'all know about this Cricket phone. So it was taking a minute. And I don't know if it's because like I had that phone and I had too much memory on it, but sometimes it would take 5 minutes to receive the message. You know what? It would take 5 minutes to receive a message and 5 minutes to get the message. But I think in reality, this motherfucker probably was just like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna set a timer on this so I don't look desperate to text her back, because it literally was 5 minutes. Like, I timed that shit because I was like, maybe it's just my phone. So he was texting me and I'm like, you know, pissed off because I'm like, what the fuck? How are you gonna be texting me and you're over here hanging out with this girl named Mars, making me look like a fucking ass? Like, I was pissed. While I was like up in the cheese may, I wasn't writing him back fast enough. So he was like, what are you doing? Who are you with? Who are you talking to? Because like, he knew my mom's wasn't like all in the head right there in that moment. So he knew I wasn't at home. So he's like, what are you doing? Like, who are you talking to? And now as a grown woman, I think about like this whole, what the fuck? He was in the wrong. So that's why he was kind of like, what the fuck? You know, telling him like, oh, Grape and Elsy are here and we're just talking. Mind you, he knew Grape and Elsy were at the party. So this is how I knew. My friends were kind of like stupid. At the same time, like, I needed to pick a little bit better friends. So we're talking and stuff, and right away I hear Elsy and I hear Grape's phone go off. And I just knew it in my gut. I knew it in my girl balls. I just knew that he was probably telling them like, are you done or anything? you know? So he texts them and stuff, and he's like, oh, are you guys chilling with Lex? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, why is he asking? Because they're telling me what he's saying. And then he asks them, are you telling her about Mars? So that shit got me hot. Because I'm like, first of all, why are you texting my friends? And why are you even asking? So I text them, I'm like, why are you asking them about if I know about Mars? Like, who's Mars? So he stops messaging them, he goes, ghost, you don't talk to me at all. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Because this is what, this kind of attitude this man would have. Not really man. This is the kind of attitude that he would have, because when he was in the wrong, he would just go ghost. And it's like, it's your fault for creeping. It's your fault for doing all this. Like, it's your fault. Like, why are you asking, or why are you snooping? It's your fault, you know, that type. So me and them keep talking, and they're telling me more about Mars and what school she goes to. Even though I was still like a little mocosa and stuff, I would go to school sometimes here and there, sometimes just to stunt and be like, oh, hey, what's up? Hi everybody. You know, I'm still alive. So they were like, let's just go. She didn't go to our school, she went to a different school. They're like, let's just go to school, and then after we'll catch the bus and we'll get dropped off at so-and-so's house, and then we'll just catch a ride with them and we'll hang out. I don't even want to say the place, the city. We'll hang out in Wonderland. And I was like, okay, cool. So we're still not together. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get all cute, gonna straighten my hair actually, because he got me fucked up. So the whole time we're at school, he's like trying to talk to me, you know? And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk. I'm busy right now. So I was really avoiding him. I was looking really, really cute. And the day was already ending. So Grape and Elsy, and I are getting ready. My mom still hasn't checked in, because I'm telling you guys, around these times, like when she was good, she was good. But when she was bad, she was bad. And like, she was just lost, you know? She was in the sunken place. So we get ready and we're heading out there. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, we're going out to Wonderland. We go to this friend's house, and this little friend too had a little hood rat as a mama. And she was like, what are you guys gonna do? And I was like, I'm gonna confront this bitch named Mars. I'm gonna let her know what's up, because she knew about me. She's over here, you know, laughing in my face. And the mom, she was like, what are you gonna do? Like, why are you gonna beat somebody's ass over a man? I said, no, I'm not beating her ass because of him. I'm beating her ass because she over here being disrespectful, you know? So anyways, we go to Wonderland and we're hanging out, him and hawing, and in walks Mars, because Grape and Elsy invited her. I don't know if they were like, hey, Alexis gonna be here or what, but in she walks. And I mean, like, she's walking like, you know, the girls, and fuck you, Mars, you know, the girls who would like walk in and like swing their hips like, I got some ass. So she was just like walking in like that. We're being little mocosas. We're sipping on what everyone thinks is liquor, but it's a fucking mixer, okay? It's a mixer like this, where you think like it's to make the drink, the liquor, taste sweet. We're so stupid, like so stupid. So we're sipping on that. All of us are like, man, like I think I'm just building up my tolerance because I don't feel it, dumb shit like that, you know? So it's just Grape and me and Elsy, and we're just like bullshitting, talking. People are coming around like, oh hey, like, oh Lex, like you look nice today, mind you, because I'm telling you, I look like a boy. So whenever I did do a little something, it was like huge, you know? And it was so funny too, because a lot of you were commenting and you were saying like, it's so funny because I'm pretty sure the boys that would call you ugly are the ones who are like, yes, it's like, leave me alone, you made my life hell, why are you gonna try to talk to me now? Go away, you're ugly, like, ew. So anyways, where was I at? Oh, okay, so we're like sipping on our wine. Mars is like smoking a cigarette on the balcony because that was a cool thing to do, you know? She was lighting up a cigarette, and I see that she was talking to some dude. We'll call him Chongo, okay? So Chongo is like, everybody and their mama was like, oh, he's so handsome. Like he's gonna be somebody. Like he's gonna be like a model when he grows up. Like he's so cute. So he had like the chisel jaw and stuff, and he was like just talking to her, like biting his lip as he was talking to her. Hold on, give me 1 minute. I didn't even okay, so I skipped ahead. I'm so sorry. I guess I'm just really hyped, you know, because me and my friend were just talking about the story. So when we went to Wonderland, which is a city, we went to this friend's house. We'll call her Concealer. So we went to Concealer's house. Concealer was just known that her parents were just, they didn't care what we were doing. So she would kind of always have like a little kickback. It wasn't necessarily a party, but everyone went to Concealer's house when they went to Wonderland because that was the spot to go. Like people were in the rooms doing the nasties, doing whatever they wanted, and you're just chilling, just doing whatever. So that's where we were. Okay, so Mars is talking to Chongo out there, and she's like smoking her cigarette, thinking she's looking all cute and whatever. And so I'm just like looking at her because I'm like really sizing up this girl, like, because I was just like, really? Like, really? Really? So I was just looking at her, dogging her, but she's really beautiful. I'm just mad because I'm just like, really? Really? Like, you knew? Really? Okay. I catch Chongo's attention because he probably think I'm checking him out, and he goes, oh, what's up, shorty? Like that. And I don't know why, there's just something about being called shorty. It's just like, stop. So I was like, oh, nothing. Like, nothing. You know, I totally lose track of what the I'm gonna even do, whatever. And Mars don't even know who I am, okay? She's just talking to Chongo, you know. And so I asked her, I'm like, you have another one? A cigarette, right? Because at this time, you guys, I already told you guys, like, I thought it was cool smoking cigarettes. And don't give me no shit about it either, because I know that was gross, that was nasty. I know, but I was a kid and I thought that was a cool thing to do. So I asked her, like, you have another one? She's like, oh yeah, sure, like, I got you. Gives me it, tells me I have really, really pretty hair. And I was like, thank you. My hair was like almost down to my ass crack, you know, it was super long. And so I was like, oh, thanks. So she's continuing to still talk to Chongo, you know, being really cute with him, putting her hand on him, like laughing, biting her lip, you know, telling him like, you know, you're cute. Like, she was really confident in that way of like making the boys melt, you know? So I was kind of just like taken back by her, like, damn. I get, yeah, you're cool, whatever. Like how she was just talking to him, you know, and he was like telling her something. I don't remember what, but she really, you could tell she gave no F's. Like she had that attitude of like, I don't care, you know? So the whole time I'm like, you know, looking at her, I guess admiring her. I was like, oh, okay, I can see. I see it. I see why he likes you. You know, and I'm like hurting my own damn feelings. As always, that's what I'm always doing, is hurting my own feelings. Grape and Elsy are sitting on the couch like oh, like scared, you know, like what is she gonna do? But I still let Chongo and Mars talk. Chongo was talking about something midway. Mars goes, I don't give a fuck about that. You think you can give me another drink? And so he goes and he's, oh yeah. Like a little like, oh my God, it was embarrassing. I got secondhand embarrassment for him. I was like, God damn, like you're just gonna let her, okay. So as he's getting the drink, I'm still like thinking I'm cool, okay? And I'm not. My lungs are killing. My lungs are hurting. And she's already on her second one, like chingona as fuck, her second one. And I kind of laughed as she sends him away, you know? And she laughs and she says something along the lines of, why do you gotta make the pretty ones so stupid? Like that. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck? She just gave me this like cool, like, damn, you cool, you know? And so we started talking and she tells me like, I've never seen you here before. Are you good friends with Concealer? And I was like, yeah, we cool. When she used to go to my school and stuff, we would talk here and there. Sure, right? And she's like, yeah. She'd be damned if she'd like let people do what Concealer does in her house. And I was like, right? Because Concealer would like literally let people like walk on the furniture, break glass, and like just do a bunch of dumb shit, you know? And so me and her just kind of talking about that, and her phone rings and my heart goes to my ass because right away, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a bruja thing in me, but I was like, it's him. She answers it and she goes, hey babe. And they're like talking. I don't know what he's saying, but I just remember what she's saying on her end. Going, hey babe, yeah, I'm here at Concealer's house. Yeah. No, you on break? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna get me after? All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I love you too. Bye. Okay, we're little mocosas. Now that I think about it, I laugh because I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, we really thought we were grown. So she's done talking to him. Right away after she hangs up with him, my phone, I get a message and it says, what are you doing? Where are you at? And it's him. I tell him, like, oh, I'm with my friends, just hanging out. What are you doing? And he tells me he's at work, but that he's gonna get off a little bit early if he can come see me. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Because I just heard her say after work, like, you're gonna come get me, whatever, you know? So I don't even message back because I'm just like, but are you pendeja, you still stayed with him? Yes. So anyways, so me and her get to talking. We're kind of like laughing and bullshitting because she literally has chongo, like a little pendejo, filling her drinks and asking me like, oh, you want anything? And I was like, I guess I can have some water. And so he was, oh yeah, like I'll go get that. And so he was like really nice, really sweet, but at the same time, don't feel bad for him because chongo is in a lot of story times because he's a little sicko. So anyways, me and her are just talking, and as she hangs up talking to like what's his face, whatever, she was like, yeah, that's her other boo, and he's a little bit older than her, blah blah blah. And I'm like, where he work at? And she tells me where he works, and I was like, oh, that's crazy, like I know someone that works there. And she goes, oh really? I'm like, yeah, really. She goes like, oh, your dad or something? And I was like, no, this guy that I'm on and off with. And she goes, oh, what's his name? And I say his name, and when I'm telling you, Mars was like this, like that, like she tried to like swallow the smoke, but I didn't want to go there. And I was looking at her like, you know. And so she looks at me, she gags on the smoke, and I'm looking at her, and it's like one of those things like, what you, like do something, what you gonna do? But at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm like, we're not gonna fight over some guy, like no, you know. It's just the disrespect is what has me. And she goes, for how long? And I'm like, since for like a long time, like back and forth, and we're talking. We're not even like, it wasn't like one of those things like on site, we're gonna fight, whatever. So she goes, she looks over like this, and she sees I was gonna say white grape because it says white peach grape. So she sees grape, and she sees Elsy, and they look like a freaking ghost because Mars does look very, very intimidating. Till this day, she looks intimidating. She has one of those mom faces when like the kids are acting up and all you gotta do is just give that look. She has one of those looks. So she looks over at them and she's like, oh, see, I didn't know who you were. And so when those bitches were telling me about you, I didn't really give a fuck like that. So it made shit awkward because like, we're kind of like building a friendship, you know? I was like, well, those bitches are with me. And like, we're not gonna be calling them no bitches or anything like that. They're my friends. So she laughs and she goes, no. Like, I don't mean it with no disrespect or anything like that. They were just coming out pretty hot. They thought like I knew about you. I didn't know about you. So are you guys together? Are you guys not? So I showed her my phone about him messaging me about like, what are you doing? Where are you at? I hate that I write so hard for the friends and people like just be dragging my name and they're just sitting there like, okay, I'll tell her. Like, so anyways, me and her start talking. It's kind of like a heated combo because I'm like, so you knew about me or you didn't know about me, you know? And so she was telling me that, yeah, like they were messing around. They have been messing around for quite some time. She told me about her, like her moms and stuff and how she introduced them and everything, and that her mom knows he's a little bit older and everything, and that she's like, you can have him. We just hang out for fun. Like, I don't really, you can have him. Like if it was like nothing, you know, I'm like, no, I don't want him. I just want to know, like, why were you talking so much to my friends about me? And so she was telling me, like, I didn't know anything about you. And you seem pretty cool. And just, like, trying to compliment me. You know how people, like, over-compliment me? Like, you're so beautiful. Like, you don't deserve this. She was doing that. And I was like, please don't stroke my dick. Please. Because I don't like that. And especially because, like, how my friends were telling me that she was, like, really hyped up. And she was like, fuck that bitch. And so I was pissed because I was like, no ma'am, like I had not forgotten about that. And she's like, dude, I knew nothing about you. Like I really honestly didn't. Your friends were just getting kind of riled up. They had that liquid courage. And so they were telling me like, yeah, he has a girlfriend. And so she was like, they were trying to like punk on me in front of my friends. And I don't take lightly to the disrespect. And so she was telling me that the reason why she was like hemming and hawing like that was because they were making her feel some way and embarrassing her. And I was like, and so she was just complimenting me like, you're very beautiful though, like I don't know why like he's playing you like that. She like tells me and stuff, she's like, I'm gonna show you how irrelevant this dude is in my life. And so she goes into his like contact and shows blocks, and then she deletes, and she's like, I don't even give a about him like that. So I don't know why I was like, okay, like I was just like, damn, like there's very few people who are like cool like that, you know, that really are like, I don't give a, like, you know. And it's very rare because I feel like back in the days and even now, like people really act like they got you like that, but they really don't got you like that. Like I'm scarred. And she said, you know what, do one even better, you do the same. And I was like, dude, I can't. Like he's like my first everything, like I can't. And she tells me, so weird. because she's the second person that told me this. Like when I got locked up, someone told me it too. She said, he's not gonna be your forever. Like he really ain't. She's like, I'm not even saying that because we're young. Like he's really not the one. Like he really, really is not the one. When I look at you, I don't see with him, he's not the one. So crazy, because it was just like a weird feeling. No, she's the third person, because there was a guy who told me, a grown-ass man who told me, her, and then when I was in juvie. So I was like, yeah, he is. Shut up. Shut up. So I told her I couldn't, and she was like, you will. Watch. One of these days, you're just gonna do it. You will. And like, I tell her and stuff like, right now is not. So we're having a moment over here, not even really intoxicated. It's just some like, some convo that we're having, because remember I told you we were sipping on that stupid shit. But anyways, Elsy and Grape eventually come over, because it's like, what if we did get ghetto or something? Why aren't y'all having my back? So I tell them and stuff, the situation. They're like, oh yeah, like talking to her. She's laughing because she's like, you guys are stupid, like just straight punking on them. And I'm just like looking at her like, man, like these are my friends. What I liked about Mars, well, what I do like about Mars is one of those where she like about it, you know. And so I had friends who were kind of like, oh, like the goody goodies, and I'm like, no, we can't do that, like let's don't say that. And I had friends who were like kind of like, oh yeah, let's do it, doing bad shit. Then I had friends who were like, jump, like let's jump, like it's on site, like those kind of friends. Like I have a good mixture of like everything, like just like with my music, how it's all over the place. That's how I am with my friends. It's just like a bunch of sprinkles of everything that I like, you know. We're still talking the whole night. This created like a whole friendship, me and her, like just bullshitting, talking. And Grape and Elsy ended up leaving because they got bored, and they're like, well, we're just gonna leave. And I was like, you know. So me and Mars, we get into talking. She's telling me some stuff of like, you know, her upbringing and everything, and how basically her mom's just working all the time and she gets just to do whatever she wants. Mars was a little bit more experienced, and we were just talking about it because she was just telling me like about some stuff, you know. She just grew up fast, and so I'm like, yeah, me too. But like I didn't take that course of like how to know all about this. And she was just laughing. She's like, no, it's good that you're like that, you know, because like you would probably be like super fast, and you don't want to be super fast. And I was like, I want to be fast. And she's like, no. Do you even know what kind of fast I'm talking about? I said, no, bitch, I don't. So it was just like one of those things where she was cool with being fast, and she didn't want me to be fast. And it was just crazy that we became friends over this pinche pendejo stupido, because I'm like, yo, like she really cool. So it's like getting super late. We're talking about like everything. So I knew like a whole life story all about her, and it's so crazy because I wanted to like fight her, you know. And I told her and stuff like dude, like I wanted to scuffle with you. And she was telling me that like she gets that a lot, that like she meets people and they just don't like her from the get because of her face or her attitude, or who she might have like did whatever with, because she is known to being okay with being the side. And I was like, why? And she just says, because like she don't like having to entertain and be like the number one, and just giving me like, I was like, what the fuck? So you just, okay. She just says it's just too much. And I honestly think that she was just too, she probably just listened to her mom a lot, or I don't even know, because the way she would talk sometimes, I'd be like, that's something a grown-ass woman would say, like, what the fuck? Because she would just say like, you know, men are just too much, and I don't got that much time. Like, ma'am, what do you mean you don't got that much time? Like, you, what? We ended up swapping numbers. Me and her would talk here and there. That day, I ended up texting him back, and I was telling him that I'm gonna be with my friend Skillet. You guys know my friend Skillet. And that I wasn't going to be able to hang out or anything, and he doesn't reply at all. So I'm like, okay. So I see him the next day at school, and he's asking me like, what did you do? Kind of like giving me the whole like third degree, like what, is that how you say it? I don't even know. He's like giving me a whole ass lecture, like who'd you talk to, this and that. One of his friends, cool. Well, I'm like, God, guys are so shady. Okay, I don't care. Like he might be, and girls too. Like, oh, that's my bud, that's my bud. But as soon as there's an opportunity for them to talk to your ex or your girlfriend, they will take it. They will take it, and I'll bet it times 100. I don't care who it is. I will bet money on it. Like, there's a few that are like loyal, like what the fuck, but not all. But anyways, we'll name this guy Eyeliner. Okay, So eyeliner and sees me and the ex talking stuff, and he sees that he's getting kind of rowdy with me, whatever. So eyeliner comes in and he's like, hey, like, what's up? Eyeliner's kind of cool, but at the same time I was just like, damn, like, that's some like, what are you doing? Eyeliner comes in and he's like, well, like, what are you guys talking about? Like, why you sound so mad? Like, trying to calm him down because remember I would get my ass beat by the ex. Anyways, he comes in and me and eyeliner have a class together, and he's like, let's just walk together. Ex is like mad, just storms off, whatever. So eyeliner is telling me like he knows that you know about Mars, and I was like, why don't he just say that? Because like I'm mad, you know. And he's like, you know how he is, he just wants to know like what all you know. I was like, she told me everything. She told me that they already slept together, that they did this and they did that, and that time I was texting him, he was at her house, and he was like, see, I don't know why you want to work things out with him. Like you need to hang with some like real people, like real like me, like someone who can, you know, like just give me the whole. I'm just shut up. I learned shut up. Like you is just as big as a bitch. Like why didn't you say that in front of him? And I would tell shit like this to eyeliner. Like if you really like me, then say it in front of him. Like if you really about that life, then do it. But he was like, nah. Like he was just all like bark, you know, like shut up, like get out of my face. We were in class, and as we were in class, he freaking slips me a note, eyeliner, and says, don't tell him I told you. See, that's some bitch shit. That is some bitch shit. So I tell him, I already know, like I'm not gonna tell him. I get wind that this girl Mars is talking crap, that there was some girl at this party and she was like pouring her heart out and was like confronting her, and Mars was like, you're pathetic, you know, doing all that. So I was like, what the fuck? So I messaged Mars. Mars doesn't message me back. And so I messaged her like, hey, what's up? I hear that there's a rumor all the way over here where we're at, not even in Wonderland, that you're saying all this. She doesn't reply. So I'm like, oh, okay, so you really just fake, because that's just what we're doing. Okay. So it goes on for a couple of days that there's this rumor going around that she said this. And so since homegirl is not replying to my messages, I'm just going to assume it's truth. And it was kind of like some of our stuff that we did talk about was coming up. Like, oh, she had talked to her about the ex and stuff, and she was like pouring her heart out, like, leave him alone, like, I know you're prettier than me, like that type shit. And I was like, oh, I said that. Oh, okay. So I was getting irked because homegirl wasn't messaging me back saying, I didn't say that, you know? So I could be like, okay, because back in my mind, I had a feeling it was Elsy and Grape that were spreading this rumor, because I'm like, those were the only girls that knew what we were talking about. So deep, like in my mind and my heart, I was like, something ain't adding up. Jump, you know? So not jump down, but like get up to jumping, like we gonna be fighting. Why not you two? Get the hell out right now! I'm already gonna shit myself. Angelica. Get out of here. You're not feeling well, okay? But you're feeling good enough to do that? I'm not feeling well. Get out of here. Thinking, I was looking at my friend sideways because I was like, did you say something? Because that's not what happened. And that's not what went down. And they were telling me like, no, I did not say that. Like, what? No, I said that you guys talked and I didn't know about what. I was like, you do know about what? I told you about what? So it was bringing some like huge insecurities, because there's a lot of females in my life and males who have done me dirty like that, where I'm like, I told you that in confidence, or why did you say this, or oh, I heard wrong type shit, you know? So I was really like, oh, so we about to be funny, okay. So I was feeling some way. There was like a football event that we had with their school, so I was like, bet, I'm gonna be there. I didn't have any friends back then that would like really jump like that at like drama, you know, or like I'm gonna get fucked up or whatever, you know. So I took friends that I knew weren't gonna be able to fight, but that would still be there to, I guess, watch me get my ass beat. Because the whole time I told them what was gonna go down and I took them with me, they were like, well, we don't want to get in it, blah blah blah. I know you don't want to get in it, Teresa, but shut the fuck up and just sit there and look scary, okay? Thank you. We get there, and right away they're like, oh, like you guys are here, like, oh, hi, what's up, you know. Chongo's there, and I know Chongo knows her, so I'm like, hey, do you know where Mars at? And he's like, no, but I could tell her that you're looking for her. And I was like, yeah, please do. And he tells me and stuff like, okay, if I don't find her, then I'm for sure gonna find her after the game because we got plans. And I was like, oh, I'm sure you guys got plans, because I'm mad, because I'm over here thinking like, okay, this is true. what you are over here saying, you know? We see a group of girls and they look scary AF. There's just some girls that just look like they are born to fight, and that was who Mars was all surrounded with. And so I'm sitting there and I got like my 5 friends, and the whole time I'm thinking in my head like, please just knock her out in one hit, because you are about that life to be fighting the whole fucking gang. We don't even say nothing to each other. I see Mars and there was no like, did you say this? It was just boom on sight, and we just start to fucking knuckle. We're just like fighting, and we're going and we're going and we're going at it. When I'm telling you, I have never been out of breath so much. We were out of breath. Like me and Mars, we had to pull back from each other and go, because it was just so much like, you good? No, you good? No, I'm not good. You good? And so we had to keep going back at it. And so we kept going and started swinging. And then I hear one of her friends say, tag me in. And I'm thinking in my head like, oh, hell no, bitch. Because I did not bring anybody to play fucking tag team with. Like, that's not what we're doing. And so I started talking shit to Mars. And I'm like, oh, you need someone to jump in? Like, you really a pussy. You really that? And so I'm like hitting her. We're talking like, oh, yeah. Talking, number 1 rule, don't talk when you're fighting, because you're gonna bite your tongue. Put that shit back in your mouth to the roof, okay? Anyways, so she, you know, walks back so I don't hit her or anything. She's like, nobody's jumping. I don't need nobody's help jumping in. Like, you know, she's mad. And so we keep going. And I'm telling y'all, it felt like forever. But in reality, it was probably like 5 minutes. But it felt like forever. And she got some good licks in. I got some good licks in. And we're just going. Because the whole time you can hear my crowd of people going, oh. Her crowd of people going, ah. And so it was just... And we fighting because we both got angry. Like, she got mommy issues, I got mommy issues. You don't got no daddy, I don't got no daddy. So I feel like when you fight someone who has like a lot of built up anger, like it gets ugly. So we're still swinging. I hear one of my close friends saying, you better not be fighting about, and she screams out his name. And I stopped. It was like if someone, I don't know, it was just like one of the, like a safe word, I guess. Like, oh, that's, oh. You know, so we both stopped immediately. And I said, fuck no, I ain't talking about him. So I'm fighting her because she's over here talking shit, saying this and this and that. And she stops and she's like, I'm fighting you because I heard that you said that you confronted me. You were doing all kinds of him and high. And I said, no one was him and high, nothing. And so we both say, well, who said that? And we say his name. So we stop. It was like mid-stop. We freaking handshake, we click, whatever. Like, nah, it wasn't like that. People looking at us like, y'all fucking crazy. Because we literally were, my lip is bleeding. Her nose is bleeding, her earrings ripped off, one of my earrings ripped off, my shirt is like, her shirt is like, and so we're like looking at all kinds of like, you know, and it was about what? So we stop, everyone's looking at us, and literally like they're like, go again, you know, people all hyped up. No one broke this fight up. That's how bad a Wonderland is. Like, no one gives a fuck. They just want to see. You got grown-ass people watching, like, who gonna win, you know? So we stopped it ourselves, because if it wasn't for my friend saying, y'all better not be fighting because of so-and-so, we would have kept going. So he was telling shit in her ear, and I was hearing shit from the grapevine. So, and he had told me like, oh yeah, she said that like she was only talking to, so he had told me some things but not everything else I was hearing. So he was probably spreading it like a little bitch throughout the school, right? So me and her get to talking, and we're like, what? That's great. I didn't say that. Like, I'm like, and how come when I called you and I want to message you, you didn't say nothing? She was like, because I thought you were just trying to retract, because that's what bitches do. They talk all this shit and then like, I didn't say that. And I was like, well, I'm not one of those bitches, I'm somebody else. So we're just talking about it. I was embarrassed because I really did do like Mars, because she was really cool, you know? So I was like, what the fuck? So I was mad, but I was mad too because all this would have been resolved if she would have just came to me and been like, did you say it? But no, she wanted to be like, you like just like the rest, you know, because she has a lot of people who had did her dirty too. So she was like, her guard was up, you know? So we literally had a sleepover after we freaking, and it was crazy. Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good thumbnail. So yeah, I called my mom's home now, and so I told her like, hey, I'm gonna have so-and-so over, is that okay? And so she came to my house. My mom was like, why do you guys look like that? Because we literally look like shit after we dealt with each other. And so we're like, oh, we were just playing around, because me and Skillet, we used to do shit like that. We used to like pretend fight. We like play fighting, and we'd always be like, okay, what if someone comes up to you and they do this? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And then we would scuffle, you know, because I guess we just always wanted to be prepared because we were always doing something we weren't supposed to be doing. So my mom just didn't think anything of it. And she was like, okay. And that was huge back in my day, where you like slap box or you fight or you do anything like play around like that. Like, it was huge to do that. So my mom would always see us like playing like that, especially me and Skillet. Me and Skillet would play like that a lot. And it wouldn't be like none of that, like, what is that one movie called? 13 and something, whatever, where like they were literally like punching the shit out of each other. No, it was nothing like that. It was like really like WWE type shit, you know, like no one really getting hurt. So my mom didn't really think anything of it, you know. She came home with me and we got to cheese me out and talk, and we got even closer, and our moms ended up freaking hanging out and shit. Like, it was just so, it was crazy, like how me and Mars did end up getting a little bit closer to each other. And what's his face so he came by and he's like telling me that like, oh, he wants to talk to me and he like missed me, because like I was ignoring him. I was like really trying to get over this dude, and so I was ignoring him, not trying to talk to him. But when he said that he was gonna pull up, I was like, then pull up, then do it, because I had Mars and I was like, it's gonna be so funny. Like, he really thought, you know. He pulls up and he's with eyeliner, which is so stupid and so pathetic, because I'm like, I never told him what eyeliner would say about him, because they still homies till this day. But I'm like, that's so crazy. Like, if I really gave eyeliner the chance, he probably would have. He like tells me like, how come you've been ignoring me? Like, I feel like something's like getting in between us. And I was like, yeah, your mouth. And so I was telling him like everything that went down, everything that he did. He's like, dang, that's crazy. Mars is a crazy ass bitch. Like, I didn't even tell her all of that. Like, she'd be making shit. She's such a fucking liar. And so he was like saying stuff that he was like gonna get someone to like rock her shit for lying like that, and like putting a wedge in between us. And so we had like a window that like, okay, so we're here, the window's right here. And so she was like, so rock it then. And I was fucking laughing so hard, because now when I see memes like that, I fucking die. So he looks up and he gets livid with me, like, how are you gonna let me get punked like this? I'm over here lying and you're over here busting me out in my lies, you know? So she goes, so rock it then. And I look up because I'm like, you so crazy, because she crazy. So he gets mad, he starts cussing at her, they start cussing at each other. She was like hurting his manhood and that I deserve better, telling him and stuff like, she deserves better, you're such a piece of shit, like just fighting with him, you know. And they continued to fight like this since like me and him didn't break up. They would always, anytime they see each other, they were always like fighting with each other. He leaves mad, me and her, we go back inside and we just chill. And I'm like, dang, this is so crazy. It was so hard to leave that freaking relationship, because I knew I deserved better. But when you think that your worth is I see, you will tolerate anything, you know? Me and her, we became really good friends. We were in each other's life here and there. She did go through a lot of stuff, and we lost touch. But when we linked back up, it was like we never paused, you know. It was just crazy. That's my crazy ass story with my friend. Like, she's nuts, like super nuts, because there's things that she does now where I'm like, dude, how are you still gonna be doing this, doing that? And she's like, she don't care. It's crazy. And I know we got a lot of crap for being friends, knowing that like her and him had like relations. We got so much crap, but she really was cool. And I don't know, maybe it's like naive of me or stupid of me, but I really don't care, because me and him are not together, and she's still someone that like I still talk to, who is in my life, who I consider one of my good friends. Because if I would say jump, she'd say, let's go. You know, I was gonna say how high, but she'd be like, who the fuck you talk to? No, she literally, me and her got into like scuffles with other people, and she was always one to like never question. You know, there's some people where you'd be like, oh, so-and-so said this, like, I'm gonna, you know, pull up, or like this is gonna happen. I had friends be like, well, what happened? Well, that got nothing to do with me. Like, what did you say? Why did they say this? Why did you say that? She wasn't the one to be like that. She'd be like, all right, I'm ready. And be freaking coming over, or she'd find a way to get to me. Like, she was one of those, you know? And still is one of those, but we ain't over here trying to go to jail. Me and her always joke about like her being the side piece, like she got herself with the side piece and stuff like that. Like, isn't it crazy? And I have gotten questions about what do people think about the story times that I do on them. Some of them have wrote me and some of them are cool. Some of them have wrote me and are like, apologetic, like I'm so sorry. And then I have some that still wanna score up. I just haven't got a location yet. Just kidding. But it's one of those things, like it is what it is. This is a pretty color. Gaga vibes for sure. Oh, they smell good. They smell like cupcake. All right, guys, I'm gonna be late for my my thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Let me know if you have something similar where there's just a weird way that you have met somebody that now you're like cool with as hell. Let me know down below. Mars, I hope you enjoyed the video. And Mars, the other Mars, I'm sorry for using your name, but I think I should start doing that, huh? Whoever I shout out, I'm gonna start using your name. So leave your comments down below. I love you guys so much. If you guys enjoyed the story time, please make sure to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe if you guys haven't already to keep updated my videos. And let me know what you guys would like to see next. Oh, so quick thoughts about the collection. I really liked it. It's really, really nice. I love the lip. The lip is beautiful. The palette is absolutely gorgeous. Even though I didn't play with all of the shades, it's beautiful, you guys. It is so freaking cute. And it's so cute that they're besties and they got to do a collaboration like this. That's freaking dope. Like, that's so freaking cool. So I loved it. Congratulations on it. And yeah, so I love you guys so much. Besos a todos, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.